So in this video we're going to be looking at taking apart the rest of the slide assembly. Now obviously it's not a typical slide assembly like you'd think on a Glock or something else. On the AAP it's actually an internal slide, so only the rear section of the slide actually moves. The tan part that I've got here is fixed on the gun itself. So yeah, let's take it apart and have a look. Right, so we need our 2mm Allen key we had earlier. And what we do is we take these two screws out of the rear sights, which might sound a bit funny. Take the sight off. However, what you'll find is you take these two screws out, in here and here, and this rear sight here pops off. Now what you'll see on the bottom of the sight is a keyway that actually locks into the top of that rear assembly. Now with that out, the whole rear section pulls straight out of the back. So you now have an empty shell, which we can put to one side for the minute, and we have our slide assembly. Now it's quite easy to take that out, obviously it's only two screws, but what you'll see is, so it comes out with your nozzle assembly and also with the fire selector that we looked at earlier. Now looking at the top, this is the top section of it, you can actually see in here the recoil spring. So this is what brings that slide back into position after every shot. Right, so to remove the recoil spring and spring guide, it's quite straightforward. Now, the proper way to do it is to take out those two screws, slide the spring that way, lift that up and pull the slide out. But what I've actually found is you can just lift it up and pull it out, and it comes apart like that, spring and guide. Yeah, simple as that. And to put it back in, just reverse the process, but holding the spring tight to give it a bit of room, and then the spring will slide into there. Done. To get into the nozzle, you have to undo these two screws. So if you need to do any repairs on the nozzle for some reason, just need a crosshead screwdriver, undo these two screws. Now if you do undo one completely and then very gently undo the next, as this cap is under spring tension, and it'll bounce out, you see, like that. Not tight, but obviously just be cautious. Lift that out and the springs come with it. So there is a spring guide on there. That spring can be replaced as well. And then to get the nozzle out, just slide it out. And then you can see in there the spring from the guide. Like I said earlier, if you actually want to take it out properly, you pull that out that way, which then allows you to remove it like that. But the other way is quicker. Put that back in there. So again, these parts can be replaced quite commonly on the nozzle assembly. The BB feed tends to be the piece that goes, particularly with fast shooting or auto fire, and or bruising around the edges of here. They sometimes need replacing to ensure proper seal, and that's how you do it. You can also remove the cap in here as well and replace that, but I'm yet to need to do that, so it's not something that I tend to worry about. Yeah, so that's it. That's how you take that apart.